hold the phone like this as you're continuing with your work.
Absolutely.
That's also not good.
That's not good. That's not good. We were designed to be upright. We're not designed to be like this. And once you begin to do something more frequently, on a regular basis, then your body has a tendency to adapt to that. And so you'll find that even people begin to walk around a little bit like that because, you know, the body says, okay, fine, so this is what we do when we, you know, when we get up. This is what we do. All right?
Yeah.
So it's very important how you use it. And so we're encouraging people to hold their phone up so that their neck is always up like this in order for it to be not a problem to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are people using computers in bed. I might be one of those people who's guilty of this sin and kind of like lying back and staring at the screen. Maybe you can talk about that.
That's what the bed is designed for sleeping.
True. Yeah.
And so any time that you're doing something in the wrong manner, you're likely to have an effect, a negative effect. And so we have a lot of people who twist when they're doing things on their bed. All right, and that is another twist then that eventually can give you a lot of lower backache. A lot of women can have a lot of problems within their pelvis as a result of that, and then a lot of men can have problems with their prostate as well eventually because it's going to affect function. And so if we begin to think about posture as one of the most important things as far as health is concerned, then we'll begin to do things right. Okay. I heard Dr. Collis talking about the high heels and things like that. And so we have suggested if you're going to be sitting for a short period of time and not walking on those high heels, and he said 2 inches is the best. Yours are a little bit higher. Yeah, but then you're not walking on them the whole day. All right. But nonetheless, it's important that people also understand that when you have a very high heel, then it's very likely that you're going to lean to one side because your legs get tired or your back gets very tired. Once you lean to one side, you're going to end up probably with a stiff neck. All right? We've got to realize that the body is one unit. And so if you have one unit, if you twist the lower section, then the upper section is going to have a problem as well. And so you imagine that it's because maybe the way you slept or maybe the pillow was too high or too low, but it's the way that you stand. If you stand in such a posture, first of all, you twist your tailbone. And then second of all, the muscles that attach from the tailbone up into the shoulders are affected. And then the muscles that attach from the shoulders to the neck are affected. And then pretty soon you can't even turn your neck and you're not aware that it's because of the way that you're standing. And so we don't encourage the high heel, again, because of that reason. Because you're going to end up with a lot of problems.
So people who might be watching and asking, you know what, I go to work, I sit on this chair, and I'm trying to maintain proper posture, but how long can I, you know, reasonably do that in an 8-hour workday?
One of the things that we need to know is that sitting is not the natural position for man. Sitting was designed by people who were design for chairs and things like that. We were actually designed to squat, ideally, and that's why probably you find that some of the older generation have a tendency to have a better posture because they use little stools right down there and they would squat in that position. And so these chairs then, when we sit on them, there's a lot of pressure that goes up into the pelvis. So first and foremost, the one thing that we must not do is to sit for too long. All right? Because if you sit for too long, then your pelvis begins to distort. And once your pelvis is distorted, then you end up with a lot of lower back pain. And some women even have problems even giving birth as a result of that. And so you want to sit for not more than 2 hours. Even if it means just getting up from your desk once in a while. Even if it means just standing at that desk so that you can then sit down again to relieve the pressure that you are having on your pelvis. Okay? And then, of course, once you get into that habit, you're helping yourself for future. Okay? And then the other thing is, of course, understanding what good posture is. All right? Most people will always say, my mother told me. And mothers, thank you for doing that. Because it's important that we are at least taught the right way. And then, unfortunately, if we don't do things the right way, we are the ones who are going to suffer. Not because we were not told, but because we just didn't listen and we didn't practice the things that we were being told to do. And so it's important that you maintain your posture. The reason why you say that it might be difficult is because you have already gotten yourself so adapted to the wrong position. And as I said, the human body is almost like a computer where you program it. Once you've programmed it, then it behaves in the way that you want it to behave. And once you've done that, then when you try to sit properly, you're going to find it very uncomfortable. And so when we begin to tell people, this is the way that you should stand, this is the, but it feels so uncomfortable. You know,
doesn't feel natural to them anymore.
Absolutely, it doesn't feel natural. All right, and so we want people to begin to learn that it's important to actually continue to train oneself to do the thing that is right until the body now adapts to that position.
Yeah.
So that one can enjoy good health.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, Shiko is here, and she's our volunteer for the day. I wanted to talk about sleeping positions for a second, so maybe we can just get up and get behind here. Shiko, you can come on up, and you can show us proper form for, I don't know, you can direct her.
Okay, well, I guess you don't sleep with your shoes.
Yeah,
so we'll
you
have the shoes off. And let's just have you lie down here, please. Just lie on your back first. Okay? Okay. Now, most people don't like to sleep on their backs because they think that, you know, I'm not a dead body.
Yeah. Yeah.
And some people think that they have problems with breathing. But actually, this is a wonderful position to sleep in.
Is it?
All right? Yes, it is. Okay? And there isn't really much need for anything, any support. No, just leave your head down. Much support needed at the back of the neck. If anything, if you were just to roll up something, you know, like a nice soft kanga or something like that, you can just place it behind there. If a person already has a problem, then what they want to do is to release the strain off the lower back. What they would do then is just sort of put a pillow under here. When you raise your knees a little bit, it reduces the strain on the lower back. Okay? Okay. Now, some people like to sleep on the side, so if you just turn...
That would be me.
That would be you.
Yes.
Okay? Common mistake that is made is this, all right? Where somebody twists that way, and twist goes that way, and then this comes here, and then the hand goes over there. Okay? Okay. Do you see that? Yeah. That one is constantly giving you a strain in your spine. Wow. Remember, the spine is extremely important that it remain in line. Okay, so we don't want this sort of a posture when we're sleeping, because we're sleeping for 7-8 hours. Yeah. Okay, and just so if you do this on a regular basis, you're definitely going to have problems just from sleeping. Okay. When ideally sleeping should be helping you. So how do we sleep on our side? So ideally, it's almost like a fetal position. Okay. All right, something like that. And then on the side you want a pillow. Okay. Okay. You want a pillow. Why? Because you want to support the head from the shoulder. All right. Now there are pillows out there on the market where you have they have sort of like a shape to support your head. They are good if they're the right size. Remember, Dr. Collis talked about the shoe being the right size. So now you also need a pillow the right size. And a lot of people, what mistake they make is they want to have 2 pillows. 2 pillows. I was going to mention that. All right. So 2 pillows is going to put a constant strain in your neck. And so if somebody says, I didn't sleep very well, I think, you know, I woke up with a stiff neck, something like that, okay? Or some people don't want to sleep with a pillow at all. Again, the space between the shoulder, so the neck goes further down. Okay. So what you want is something that will just fit you and fit your size. Okay. So that your spine remains in line even when you're sleeping. Okay. Are we together? Yes. Okay. So that if you want to have a proper functioning body, you want to have a proper functioning spine. And so you want to make sure that you're using your spine in the best manner possible at all times. Are we together? Yes. One thing that a lot of people do, put your hand back here like that, okay? Okay. Is use the arm as the pillow. Okay? Okay. All right? Once you do that, you are affecting the muscles that are over your shoulder blade. Okay? Those muscles connect to the neck. All right? And so if you do that constantly, after a while you'll be complaining about shoulder pain. That's why if you sleep on your side, you want a pillow that is just your right size, and then your hand will be here. Okay. Are we together? Yes. All right. That way you're not straining so everything anything is kind of lined up like that. Are we together? Yes. All right. So people need to learn the proper position in which to sleep so that they What about people who sleep on their stomach? Oh, a big no. Is that a no? A big, big, big no. Sleep on your stomach. All right. Okay. All right. Do you see that? Right. Automatically she has to turn her head. Yeah. Okay, I see it. I see it now. That one will give her a lot of problems. Now you'll find a lot of people who sleep like this will have problems with their left knee. All right, and they are wondering, my left knee, I haven't done anything, I didn't fall, I didn't do, but every night they sleep like this. Okay? And a lot of people who sleep on their stomach have a tendency to also put their hand up here somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay? Or support themselves on their hand as well. Again, you're raising these muscles up and through here, twisting the neck, and definitely you're going to have a lot of problems.
Wow.
People who sleep on the neck, also on the stomach, also have issues with breathing. And some people think they have asthma. Okay? But it's not asthma. This is because you are affecting the nerves that are going into the chest cavity when you are sleeping in this position. So this one is a big no, because it also gives you a lot of strain on the lower back.
Wow, so much to think about. My mind is blown.
If you do it right, you don't have to think about it.
Yes,
okay?
That's true.
So if we can begin to develop the right way of doing things, then we're not necessarily going to have a problem.
Yeah.
All right? And then you've already programmed your body, as we said earlier, to do the things right, so that when you sleep like this, you know,
that
automatically
it
doesn't feel right, and so automatically you will turn the pillow, all right, under here, and you will be comfortable.
Okay.
Okay, or on your back.
Thank you so much, Chiko.
Thank you very much.
For being our volunteer of the day. You've been very helpful. And I hope you've learned how to sleep now. How do you sleep? On your back. On your back? Yeah. Oh, all right. All right.
And don't turn your head when you're on your back.
You're good. So what if the damage has already been done? We've made mistakes. We have back pain, neck pain, all the types of muscle strains that you were talking about. What now?
This is where we as chiropractors come in, to try and help you to regain your normal alignment. Because as chiropractors, we understand that the spine is very important. One, because of what I said. You have a brain in your head. That brain is the master control of your entire body. It is connected to the rest of your body by the spinal cord that is inside the spinal column, the spine. Okay? Now those segments are movable, and that's why we are able to do all manner of things. All right? And so if you can have a proper functioning spinal column, then you have a proper transmission of nerve impulses, so that they go to the rest of the body and you function well, so long as you give yourself food, nutrients, water, and a little bit of exercise. Okay? One of the things that I might want to mention is the way we lift. All right? A lot of people have a tendency to just lift without thinking about it.
Heavy objects.
Heavy objects, yes. You bend and you use your spine. When you bend directly like that forward, you're actually using your spine, which is not designed for weight bearing. Okay? And so it's very important. You've seen people who are weightlifters, okay? How they squat, how they actually put a support belt to protect their spine.
Yeah.
Okay? And so a lot of people are having issues because they are lifting in the wrong manner. Are we together?
Yeah.
So this is another thing that can give us a lot of problems, and people have days off work because of something like that. So there's a gas cylinder that they've bought, and they are going to just lift it. Before they know it, they have to go and see somebody,
the pressure in the wrong
and they have to lay down.
Yeah.
All right, and now they can't even go to work. So you lose work hours, you lose good health simply because of not doing things right. So you must bend your knees and use the power muscles which are in the thighs. And that's why you see the stocky weightlifters.
Yeah.
Okay, and they will always squat before they try to lift those heavy weights.
Interesting.
Are we together?
Women also have a problem of, we carry very heavy bags these days. Our purses are full of, I don't know what they're full of, but yeah, that I feel like that's also kind of
that does have an effect, in the sense that you tend to lift your shoulder when you're trying to carry a bag on one side. And then of course here in Nairobi, sometimes it's not so safe, so you clutch it. So you've lifted and you've clutched, and so that will continue to give you a problem in the neck and even in the lower back, because the muscles go from the arm into the lower back as well. And so you're likely to give yourself a lot of problems as a result of that.
Yeah.
So if at all, we would want then people who are going to be carrying their bags a lot to try and avoid having them heavy, and try to avoid having too many very expensive things in there.
You've given us so much to think about. I want to thank Dr. Musimbi Ondeko for being here. Lots of common mistakes in the way we sleep, the way we sit, the way we walk. And so hopefully, you know, having proper posture at this point in our lives will save us down the line. All right, so thank you so much for being here and for those tips. I look forward to having you back, because there's a lot more we didn't talk about, but we're going to have a little music.